And welcome to the program on this Tuesday. It is 1:06, a beautiful afternoon out there. We got a nice little bit of cloud cover breaking up some of that sun. Otherwise, for some of us, might be a little too hot out there. We're looking at temperatures in mid to upper 70s so far, and there's much warmer temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow. We'll run down the forecast coming up in just a moment. If you want to be a part of the conversation today, feel free to do so. Give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes shoe line. That's 701-293-9000. Or email to the program, weather@flagfamily.com. Don't be texting Bridgette or sending emails to Bridgette because Bridgette's not here. It's her birthday. So you can wish her a happy birthday.
You think she's at a martini lunch right now?
I think she's on a couch after a martini lunch right now.
What happens when Bridgette has a martini lunch?
Bridgette has a martini lunch. Only great sounders are created.
I just thought I'd give you the wind sound effects. I'm here to help.
She's here in spirit.
Oh, she's going to kill us.
Yeah. Dean.
I'm going to try not to cough a lung
How
up during
are
this show.
you?
I'm coughing up a half of my lung. So hopefully we can make it. Hopefully I can make it through this show. Oof.
What's wrong with you?
Should have stayed home.
I'm telling you, you should have.
That's all right.
But hey, it's okay. You have a Ricola now.
I do. Sucking on that, so hopefully that helps things.
What do you call those things?
Ricola.
There you go. Ricola.
Yeah, something like that.
Like a Ricola?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Why don't we head over to the Red Wing Shoes phone line? We got John on line one. What's going on, John?
Well, I finally got frustrated with Dean not coming and getting his chips.
Did you eat them?
Which is fine now. No, because he's sicker than a dog anyways, and he's a guy who likes to transmit things. I think that's why your family.
That's why he's still
time,
here.
Justin. Yeah. So I came up with a better use for him, thanks to all this wind and the fact that the soybeans are like little miniature propellers in the ground right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been actually out in the field this morning, putting a tiny little potato chip as a wind block in front of each soybean plant.
I'm sure the soybeans are loving it, aren't they? And then they get something to snack on.
Well, that too. They're kind of a little hot and spicy. So, suddenly people are saying, my soybeans seem to be a little hot and spicy lately.
Yeah, putting a little kick in their step.
John might be onto a new blend there, huh?
Yeah, we're going to crossbreed soybeans with spicy potato chips.
Hey, John, we got
there you go, another idea. New snack fad.
Yeah,
I think we should market those as WAG hot and spicy soybeans.
Ooh.
John, we just had an emailer email in. Boy, they're on top of things. Ask John what's going on today. I don't see any spraying. Maybe it's because we've got a few more clouds.
Oh, wait.
Au contraire. Justin.
Hidden power, secrets, cover-ups, corruption. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
We're thinking, John. You let us know.
Justin and Tom were discussing the fact that the sun was momentarily blotted out. During the lunch hour. No, it was not blotted out by a solar eclipse.
Okay.
It was a giant chemtrail.
Oh, my.
Oof
is big. F in the chat. Can we get some Fs in the chat there, YouTube and Facebook?
So, all right. Well, I'm going to go back to shielding all the soybeans in this field. You guys have a great day.
John, enjoy the weather,
John.
buddy.
Put some bug screen on, all right? The mosquitoes, they get you alive. Man, them things getting nasty now.
Really? I haven't seen it. I've seen one.
But you've been in your house dying the last 3 days.
I have.
And then coming to work and coughing on all of us.
Hey,
so we appreciate that.
Some of us
trying
have
to give everybody else some paid
Hey,
vacation.
you work through, unless I was always raised, unless you're bedridden, you go to work.
And get everybody else sick so they can't work. And then bring it to their families and they get them sick. Yeah, way to go, Dean. Very good. You all right over there?
Yeah, you could have stayed.
You sure? You okay? Okay. All right. Today is going to be a fun one. I can just feel it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Again, if you want to be a part of the conversation, have some fun, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoe phone line. No, the mosquitoes are getting really bad out there. I was out last night just getting a few things done around the yard, mowing the yard, fixing a few things in the garden and whatnot, was trimming some of the hedges up. And I made the rookie mistake of wearing shorts in the evening to early night. And, man, it was like every few seconds, it was like a little pinprick here, a pinprick there, just getting bit up everywhere. I'm smacking my legs. I got blood splots all over because I'm popping these things. Oh, man, it looked like a war zone went off on my leg by the time I was done putting the peas and the beans in the garden.
Really, that bad?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, see,
and even in the evenings when you're just like out and about, you go into our backyard, and we live in the middle of town, so it's not like we're by a crook or a coulee or anything like that, and they're just awful.
What's a crook?
Creek, crook?
Creek.
Crook.
I've never heard of a crook.
You've never heard of a crook?
A
like
crook
a
is
criminal?
somebody that robs a store.
Yeah.
So you didn't have any crooks by the
They
creek.
rob the flowing water of the creek, and it turns into a crook.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Now that you've explained that, I can
see, it makes a little more sense now.
I
Addison,
understand
crook,
that.
creek.
It's the plural.
It's plural of creeks. It's
Yeah.
crooks.
My English teacher would probably agree.
Yeah, my English teacher,
Yeah.
Mr. Cloutier.
Your English teacher
You know, that's
should
where
be
I
fired.
Oh, she hated me, man. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you that for a darn fact right there. No, Mr. Cloutier, that's the person who introduced me to I'm a Lonely Little Petunia and an Onion Patch. We spent a whole 50-minute class listening to that song on repeat because he did not want to teach that day.
No wonder why it's stuck in your
And
head,
he's
right?
sitting there and he's closing his eyes. You know, he might have been high at the time. Who'd know? He's sitting here with his eyes closed. He's just doing little things with his hands. Listen, I'm a lonely little petunia and an onion. The best high school memory right there.
I bet it was.
Well, maybe not the best, but it's one of the ones that I can most remember. And that probably leads into a fun little bit. Your best high school memory, 701-293-9000. Addison, you're fresh enough out. What's your vivid, best, fun high school memory? Anything good sticking out you want to share?
I just told JT the story yesterday. Had a kid in the class above me. He was a senior that year. I was he got in the ceiling at school because we had ceiling tiles just like we've got here.
Yeah.
He got in the ceiling through the boys' locker room. He climbed up
moly.
over the lockers and got into the ceiling.
Holy moly.
And no one
Was he shooting for the girls' locker room or?
he was just shooting to be in the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
And no one noticed he was missing for like half an hour. And suddenly the gym teacher was like, "Where is X person?" And everyone was like, "Well, he was in the locker room." So everyone went in there to try to find him, and one of the ceiling tiles was like scooted over. But they
He's just
weren't
hiding up there?
they weren't sure he was up. Well, he had crawled across the entire school and ended up falling back through the ceiling in the middle of another class. He fell through the ceiling during like the 7th graders like history class.
What the hell?
He just found like the weak tile in the ceiling and fell
I'm
through the
surprised those
ceiling.
tiles could even hold him in the first place.
He made it all the way across the school.
Wow.
It was very impressive.
Another one reminds me of we were doing a tractor tractor tire burn out in the middle of the woods. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and we're all out there hanging out, and this chick backs up her mom's Suburban and just crushes the side of my car. I mean, like the whole front half of the car is just bent in. The door doesn't work at all. Just such a headache. Dean, high school memory. I know it's
I can tell.
couple years back.
That I can tell on there?
One that you feel comfortable telling
actually,
at least.
so this is what got me into doing weather. Our science teacher, she was George Brett's second cousin, and she
Me and Addison are like George Brett.
like you couldn't help but listen to what she was saying.
Yeah?
Oh man.
Yeah, eyes on her.
Oh, long red hair, super smart, and just like most of the guys probably weren't listening to a thing she said.
Storytelling voice, huh? Yeah.
But that was one of the reasons I got into science. She was a great science teacher.
There you
She
go.
was fantastic.
There you go. Well, if you got a fun memory, a story you want to share, 701-293-9000. We'll also take updates on fields out there if they've dried out enough for your equipment to rip through. If you're done planting, you still got some planting left to do. If you want to give us an update, 701-293-9000, as well as if you have any questions you want to ask us. We got a guest coming up here in our next segment.
We're
or
supposed to. I don't
maybe-
see him connected
Maybe the
yet.
segment after that. Who knows? It's just one of those days where technology is being how technology does. Gary Lezak, CEO, president of Weather 2020 and the LRC, will be joining us here in I don't know, at some point within the next 12 minutes. When we do a rundown on the forecast in the meantime, though, because it's a fairly decent day.
Not a bad day out there today. We've got we had a lot of sunshine earlier, and now we've got partly cloudy to partly sunny skies across the area. Currently, we're in the upper 70s. We'll top out a few more degrees, right around 80 degrees. A little cooler in the northern valley with those winds out of the west-northwest, about 15 to 30, and a little gusty at times. Tonight, we'll have partly cloudy skies, lows into the low to mid-60s, and a windy, warm day tomorrow with southwest winds 15 to 25 and gusty, and highs right at 90, it looks like. That'll be our first 90 of the year. Then a cold front will swing through towards evening. Now, there's not a lot of moisture here in the valley, but the further east you go into Lakes Country and then especially down towards the cities, a better chance for storms, and some of those could be on the strong to severe side, with some pretty large hail expected if you're having any travel plans going that way.
Whoa.
I didn't say here.
Whoa. Did you say hail?
Yes.
In southern Minnesota, right?
Right. Maybe as far north as Alex.
Okay, so we can clarify that that's hail in mostly southern Minnesota. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Londa?
So if LaShonda, if you're listening, it wasn't here, because I know she was pretty worried that we were going to get hail here. Yeah. Not expecting it here, but east and southeast of here. And then a breezy, cooler day on Thursday, Friday. Friday, actually, winds will be much lighter. But highs both days in the upper 70s, and then we should return to the 80s over the weekend. Now, there is a chance for some isolated storms over the weekend, but there's going to be a lot of dry hours. I think the best chance of rain is coming in Sunday evening into Monday. Looks to be the best shot. Can't rule out an isolated storm on Saturday, but I think Saturday will be drier than Sunday. But many dry hours mixed in. So I know Father's Day weekend, and maybe Dad's going out golfing, or you're taking Dad out golfing, or you're going to grill out with Dad. Weather should cooperate. I mean, might have to dodge a few storms, but other than that, many dry hours mixed in, so that's good.
Right on. That is good stuff. We'll knock on wood. I don't know if you got any fun plans. You'll probably be laying in your bed still, I'm sure.
Me?
Yeah.
I'll be better. It's getting better
so.
It's getting better each day.
What day are you on now?
3.
4?
3, 4.
Didn't it come on last Wednesday?
When did we have the dust storm?
Wednesday?
No, it wasn't that long.
It was softball night. Or no, it was Tuesday.
No, I thought it was like Thursday or Friday.
No, it was Wednesday, because I had softball and I was driving through it. And I'm like, oh, man. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're on day 5.
All right. But
it's Tuesday. You're on day 6.
Well, it's not Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
You're killing me.
You're killing yourself.
I'm trying. All right, Gary just connected, but we have to take a break. So when we come back, if you have any questions for Gary and the LRC, 701-293-9000, or you can email us at weather@flagfamily.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to the program. 1:22 on this Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for rejoining us, and we're joined by our guest now. That's Gary Lezak, Weather 2020 President, CEO, founder of the LRC. Gary, how are you doing today, man? Looking good.
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to see you guys. I hope you're doing good. Looks like it's spring. Everything's green.
Yeah,
out
look at
there.
the grass. For 2
cold.
months out of the year, the grass is green.
Yeah, that's about it up here.
I love it.
Yeah, it's either
I
white or
love it.
brown, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We've had a nice spring. In fact, we haven't had a 90-degree day yet. We're forecasting it for tomorrow. So
Yeah, believe it
there
or
you go.
not, this is
There you
actually our first spring in 3 years.
we always jump. Yeah. Last year, Gary, up to this date, we already had 13 90-degree days. This year, none yet. So it's been a
So
nice.
you're saying, so Justin's saying that you go winter and then summer you don't have spring? Is that what you're
For the
saying?
most
So
part.
so
Yep.
we have a winter, a fall, spring, winter 2, and then summer. The majority of the time.
I would love it. Hey, I'm jealous of you, North Dakota, because let me tell you, I'm a winter fan. So I'm sure I don't think I'd ever get tired of it as long as it snows. As long as it snows.
Yeah, well, I'm sure this is your first winter in Colorado, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's first one here, and we had 90 inches of snow this winter, including a big 21 incher. Do you know what's
Nice.
funny about this, guys? Do you know what the 21 inches of snow was? That was 90 days ago today. What does that tell you?
That's yep. And what kind of weather do you have today?
We had a thunderstorm last night, the most active one we've had in a month.
Bingo.
And it was lightning and thunder. The dogs were scared. We had rain. We didn't get snow, but it snowed 45 days ago on April 27th, which is 45 days ago. And it snowed 45 days before that, the 21-inch snow. It snowed
Right.
45 days before that on January 26th. It snowed December 13th, and it snowed October the 29th, the first snow, which is about 180 days ago, to 200,
right.
225 days maybe.
All 40,
So,
45. That's kind of odd.
What's the significance of 45 days, Gary?
I don't know, Justin. Why don't you explain?
Well, that just so happens to roughly be what this year's LRC cycle is. And for those that are
Right.
unfamiliar with what in the heck is the LRC, what is that? That's the Lezak recurring cycle. And basically what it is the upper level winds that support the weather that we experience here at the surface is cycling regularly. And it's a pattern that sets up in the fall of every year, and it cycles through the rest of the year until a new one sets up that following fall. To really put it is about as simple as you can put it. Gary, I'm not
Right.
sure if you could maybe put it in simpler terms than that, but I think
Well-
that sums it up pretty well.
It's like a river of air above us. It is a river of air above us. You just can't really see it unless you see the thunderstorms or storm systems track. When you look at the satellite picture in motion, you can see the river of air above us. But if you look at the Missouri River or the Mississippi River, you look at it and there it is, and you see a log flowing across, and you know the flow of speed of the river. You can predict where that log or storm, if it were in the upper levels of the atmosphere, is going to be in an hour or 3 hours or 6 hours. And there sometimes could be blocking, and sometimes there may not be. There's other influences. As you know, when you look at a river, there's all kinds of things going on. But the river of air above us is cycling regularly. This year happens to be in that 6 to 7 week range. A year ago was a little bit longer, 51-day cycle, and the year before that was 64 days. And when you know this, you can make predictions. And one of the predictions that today is actually a significant day, not just because I had thunderstorms last night right on schedule, and I expected it to be an active night, and it was, but the what's going on right now, if you're interested in hurricane season, there's a system off the coast of Florida right now that the National Hurricane Center has just put an X on. In other words, they're monitoring it for the potential for development. Very slight chance it develops. They only have a 20% chance. A week ago, I put out a tweet that circled what one of the models had, and people didn't understand what I was doing. I was basically saying this period of time, right around June 11th, there should be a system in the northeast Gulf of Mexico, targeting that area, and I got criticized by my peers, uh, our peers guys, last week, and now there's an X. So we predicted that there would be a disturbance there today, and it's there. So it's just absolutely fascinating. This is a sign, by the way, that in 90 days, September the 9th, watch out. There could be a major hurricane in the northeast Gulf of Mexico. That's my point.
And, it's just amazing that it's, you're saying our peers, and I understand it's a little aggravating because when people in your own peer group don't see what you're doing, or they weren't taught this in school. So, this isn't real. And I think we've showed up here that the LRC is real. It does work. Is it 100%? No, nothing is. It's weather. But I'll tell you, Gary, I've just going out and about in the last month, we've got some LRC groupies, and I promised I would give them a shout out. Literally. So I was out, and there was this table. Let's see, Maggie, Jana, Rick, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but I was out and about, and they're like, "Hey,
oh my God, that's Dean Wysocki!
No,
oh my God!"
No, they said you're the LRC guy. We love that. It's so good.
Wow!
So a big shout out to our LRC groupies, and I know, Gary, that a lot of in our ag community have subscribed to your service with great success. And not only just up here in the Dakotas and Minnesota, but throughout the country. And you've got some new products that are on the shelf here, almost ready to be launched for Weather 2020 that have to do with the LRC. And this is something that the general public is going to be able to partake in. And so if you follow us along with our LRC calendar, now with Gary's new products coming out, you can follow along not only for our area, but anywhere around the globe. So what does that mean? Well, when we come back, we're at the bottom of the hour. We have to go to the American Ag Network. But when we come back, Gary is going to explain what new products he has that are going to be launched very soon and how you can participate in the LRC for your area anywhere around the world. All of that and more coming up after the break. And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And we have a special guest today, Gary Lezak, CEO of Weather 2020 and the founder of the LRC. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers know exactly what the LRC is. If you have any questions for Gary, shoot us a call, 701-293-9000. That's 701-293-9000. Or you can email us at weather@flagfamily.com. So, Gary, I know you've been working on a lot of things behind the scenes feverishly, and you've got something. So you've got already something that a lot of our ag community has subscribed to with Weather 2020, which deals with the LRC. And tell us what that is called right now.
Yeah, that's our Substack account. So if you go to weather2020.substack.com right now, you can join hundreds of others of you that are getting this valuable information. I'm going to be posting a report here in about 3 hours. And I will go over when is there going to be a heat wave this summer is my topic, and how strong will they be, when are they most likely going to happen, and how it will impact agriculture. And I'll talk about the hurricane season and other weather topics as well. That's at weather2020.substack.com. That does cost $300 a year. And if you get the dashboard, which is $1,500, but we'll provide the dashboard for you. What our Weather Vision dashboard is just $1,200 plus you, including the Substack account. So if you get the Substack account, you'll get a discount on the dashboard.
Which the dashboard
is a product.
Yeah, that's what we use as the dashboard. We use the dashboard behind the scenes. So that's what. Right. But you've got new products that you're ready to roll out. Tell us about those.
Right. And by the way, as you said, the Weather 2020 dashboard allows the farmer, the business person, the weather person that's really interested to have raw weather data with the best tool in the field of meteorology at your fingertips. So you would have the LRC model to go down to your county and see exactly what's going to happen in the next few weeks and months so you can plan. But that's the dashboard. And then our new product is now affordable for everybody. And we've taken you through it when Dean and Justin have been amazing with their seasonal predictions, and then they provide your travel forecast for you. You can now get your travel forecast. It's just $5.99 a month. We have a basic version that is free, and then the $5.99 per month one is discounted, and it's only $49.99 a year. If you go to weather2020.com right now, what you'll see when you go to, once again, it's weather2020.com. In the upper right corner, we put this button on there. It's called Global Predictor. You just click on that. It'll take you less than 2 minutes for you to sign up for the free account or pay for the Global Predictor. The free account is only going to give you access to 3 months from now. So it is June, so you're going to have September's forecast right now. And if you want the Global Predictor Pro, then you get the next 6 months of forecast. And when you go to it, you just log in, and there's a map. You can pan around anywhere in the world. You can click on Fargo and then click on September or October or November. You can have your Thanksgiving forecast right now. And you could click on Los Angeles. You can click on Tokyo, Japan. If you're going to Paris for the Olympics, you can click on Paris. If you have a vacation in Cancun, you can just click on Cancun, and there's your forecast that you will have for the next 6 months for high temperatures, low temperatures, rain, and snow. Once again, it's weather2020.com. Just click on the Global Predictor and sign up right now. It's just $5.99 a month. Or you can try out the free version. But then you're going to want, as soon as you get September's forecast, you're going to go, well, I need to know August and October. How do I get that? $5.99 to get peace of mind.
I like that. We've got a caller calling in.
Indeed, we do. We have one of our lines here. I got a couple open lines if you want to sneak in, 701-293-9000 for a question for Gary or us or the LRC. And we got Doug on line one. Doug, thanks for calling. What's your question?
Hey, guys. I don't know if you guys keep track of the high winds that we've been having for this last darn near 2 months, but how many 30-mile-an-hour plus days have we had? It has been brutal driving semi.
It's been brutal commuting up and down I-29 as well.
And You know what, Doug? We can
a lot.
Yeah, we'll have to dig. We'll have to dig in on and we'll get you some stats on that. We could post that on our social media tomorrow. But I know Gary. A lot of the ag community was wondering as well. Is there going to be a wind predictor? I know we had talked about that behind the scenes. Is that something that the ag community wanted to see? Was a wind predictor using the LRC? Is that something else that's going to be rolled out as well?
I believe if you go onto the dashboard right now, Dean, you'll be able to see that we do have a wind parameter, I believe, on there now.
Okay.
So I think it's there. And so the best thing that the LRC is going to be able to do, and about 8-10 years ago, I was on a case as the weather expert, and they needed to know if the 65 mile per hour wind that hit this one building really happened, and to do an analysis of the weather pattern. The highest winds are going to be right on cycle as well. So storm systems that produce the big winds, the 30 mile per hour winds or stronger, are more likely to return in each cycle. So we could go back in that first cycle in October and November and see how many wind events were starting to happen, and that could be a predictor of what's going to happen this year, which has been happening. So there is a whole LRC comparison to that. But day-to-day winds, the LRC is going to be, that'll be a challenge for it to predict. It's really good at predicting high temperatures, low temperatures, whether it's going to rain or potentially snow. But the wind is a little more difficult unless it's a really big wind day.
Right.
The biggest wind days will show up.
And coinciding with the bigger storms. Yeah.
Right.
So
appreciate the call there, Doug. Yep. We'll look into it. We'll talk about it more tomorrow on how many 30 mile an hour wind days we've had so far.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to know.
Yeah, right. I know it's
been a lot.
There's been quite a few, and I mean it's always windy up here, but it seems to be abnormally windy this spring. And with the big heat ridge down to our south, and we're right on that northern end of that. That puts that storm track kind of in southern Canada, and that's prime area for when these storms do rip through. We get the strong winds ahead of it, strong winds behind it. So odds are this is probably going to continue through at least early summer. As that heat ridge continues to build north.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like this weekend, there's a really strong system crossing southern Canada, whereas during the winter and spring months, earlier, I guess even a week or two or three ago, it would be farther south. What happens, everybody, at this time of the year, the jet stream retreats north. This is why summer settles in. The jet stream, which is about 20,000 feet to 40,000 feet above us, that's where the LRC is cycling, basically from 15,000 feet to 40,000 feet. But the jet stream is caused by temperature contrast. So during the winter, you might have minus 40 degrees in Canada, and near 100 in Mexico, it's 140 degree contrast. Whereas during the summer, it might be 70 degrees in Canada and 110 degrees in the desert Southwest. So 100 degree less contrast. That causes the jet stream to lift north. And when it lifts north, these storm systems are farther north. The pattern is still cycling regularly, but a storm that's in Colorado might be in north of Montana during the summer. But that, like, for example, Saturday night and Sunday, there's a system tracking across southern Canada. I'll bet you it kicks up your wind. Let's see if it does. Yeah, you're going to have a pretty good wind come across on Sunday as that goes by. So, and then another one following that one.
And Gary, we had an email question come in here asking, does Gary foresee AI being combined with the LRC? What are your comments on that, Gary?
We have a project. It's called Virga Weather Products, and that is going to come out here sometime this year, and we will be sure to let you know. And it's got a whole AI component adding to the LRC for businesses. This isn't going to necessarily be a consumer product. It may eventually add to our global predictor that hopefully everyone listening, are you signing up? Go to weather2020.com right now, click on the global predictor. But it will eventually be added to that feature with various features with AI. But the LRC itself is already tomorrow's model that we have today. So you are sharing in this experience with us the last few years with Dean and Justin and WDAY. I'll never forget you guys. This has been great to watch it expand across the North Dakota, South Dakota area before the rest of the country. It's really fascinating.
Right.
and people are believing in it. But yeah, it is. AI will definitely be incorporated, and we'll have more to share on that here by our winter forecast. When we do that, Dean, we're going to be able to be talking about how that is evolving.
Awesome. Now, Gary, you said, how the word is spreading up here in the Northern Plains and how there's a lot of believers. And I love to hear it because I remember when I introduced this to Justin, he's like, well, no way, this can't be real. And once I showed him how it works, and once you see how it works and that it does work, there have been more and more believers, but there's still those skeptics out there. And one of them lives, I won't even give his name because he's not even worth the shout out, but he lives up here in the Northern Plains, and he's a skeptic. So what would you have to say? There's more believers, I think, than skeptics. What would you have to say to the skeptics?
Well, let me just tell you what's happening tomorrow. One of the skeptics that was, if you Google my name, Gary Lezak, and Daily Beast, the Daily Beast publication, you'll see about a year and a half ago we were in that publication. How we're coming across with this brand new technology. There's this guy in there, I won't say his name right now, but I'm meeting with him tomorrow. He was the counterpoint in that article for, is there something to it? He and I are meeting tomorrow, so I'm going to be able to go one-on-one in a Zoom meeting and showcase to him a little bit about what the LRC is. It's not my goal to showcase this to every single person that asks, but I've been trying to give it away for many years. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, I'm going to do that, but it's fascinating how it's not just experiencing it. Justin has gone to another level because he's been sharing with me meteorological maps, upper level flow maps and surface charts and his calendars and your calendars and Justin, you've gone deep into this where you can now I believe you're actually seeing what I saw back in 1987, 1988. Mm-hmm. I believe that's what's happened. Is that true?
It is true. It's one thing to be told, and it's one thing to be shown, but to actually see it and then show somebody else what you're seeing, it's another thing, and it just takes the credibility and validity to it to another level, Gary.
Right, and that's that's what answers Dean's question. Is like the skeptics. I can't tell the skeptic. It works. It is a 45-day cycle this year, and you better believe it. No, you have to experience it. It's not something that does it exist? It's absolutely real. Is it as incredible as we say it is? Absolutely. It's a discovery in science. But to get it to the world, there needs to be a lot more peer review work. Okay, I've got one peer review paper out there, but if you go back to the 1940s. Jeremias, he was very close to discovering this. He was close. He didn't quite get the final touches on it. So what I found 40 years after him is an advancement of work he was already doing. So it's just sitting there for everyone to see, but you have to experience it. And for meteorologists, since it's not taught in universities because there aren't enough peer-reviewed papers yet, it may be a decade or so away from that. But
it will be.
Dean, it will be someday.
It will be. And Gary, we got an email come in here from Brian. He said, I worked with Gary in my KC days. I've never, in my 30-plus years of TV news, worked with a meteorologist like him. Dude could tell you where and exactly what time a storm was going to dump someplace, and you could take it to the bank 98 out of 100 times. His mind is just next level when it comes to his craft. And his dog begging for barbecue in the Photog Lounge was just icing on the cake.
If you go back to the 1990s, I had Windy the weather dog, then I had Stormy the weather dog, then I had Breezy, and now Sunny and Rainbow. But Windy was so independent when I brought her in to the station in Kansas City. She would I wouldn't know where she is, but she would be in the break room looking for that barbecue.
Smart dog. So, Gary, if anybody is interested in signing up for some of your products or just learning more about the LRC, what's the easiest way they can do that?
I would go to weather2020.com, and there's a contact us form. You can always inquire on there. Go to the Global Predictor when you go to weather2020.com again. If you're just joining us, in the upper right corner, there's this button that says Global Predictor. On your mobile device, you might have to go to Products and click on Global Predictor Pro. And it's a little bit different on your mobile device, but it works great on mobile devices. And the app, a lot of people are going to wonder, the app version, well, within a couple of weeks, I've been saying that to Dean and Justin for about 12 weeks. So within 2 weeks for the 6th time, but we are very close to having the apps out and for iOS, Apple devices, and Androids. So that should be out within a couple of weeks. But the login you create now will work when it goes into the app. So just know that. So go to weather2020.com, and now you can be part of Weather 2020 for just $5.99. And there it is. There's the website there. And click on the Global Predictor if you can on the upper right corner real quick, and you can see.
Edison, can you scroll up to the top top right? And it's a Global Predictor.
Top right, just click on that button. Click on it and see if it works. There you go. Global Predictor. Sign up. Takes a minute and a half. And you can get the free version and test it out. And when you see the map, you can move the map all around. It works great on desktops. It also works on your mobile devices. But remember, you have to zoom in and out, and then you click, and you get your forecast.
That's awesome.
And then the app, when that's coming out, that's going to be titled as well, Weather 2020. So if someone jumps on their phone, they remember it from a week or two, and they want to see if it's on the App Store yet. Just Weather 2020, or
no? It'll be the Global Predictor.
Global Predictor. All right.
On the App Store, in the App Store, it'll be Global Predictor. That's what you'll search for. But we're a couple weeks away from that.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Gary, and coming on and sharing a little bit more about the LRC, what you're doing over there with Weather 2020 and the Global Predictor. And again, anyone that's listening, that's weather2020.com, where you can sign up for that. We got to catch another break here. When we come back, we got another rundown on the forecast, a little more fun, and if we got time, maybe we'll take some guesses on the Here We Grow Yield.
There we go.
So
Thanks, Gary. Have a good weekend, man.
You're
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for rejoining us. 1:55. We got a couple moments left of the program. If you want to sneak in and ask a question or drop a comment like John did earlier in the show today, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes shoe line. You can always reach us as well via email, weather, or ag@flagfamily.com, and those comment boxes where we live stream each and every single day, at least most of them, over there on Facebook and YouTube Live. Let's see. What do we got? Like 3? We got about 4 minutes left in the show. 3-4 minutes. I don't know if that's enough time to do Guess the Yield, but...
let's play a little game. We've got a few minutes.
Oh, I love games.
I know. We haven't had a 90-degree day yet here in Fargo.
Is there a time limit? I mean, we had one last year.
Here's a question. We'll throw in a WDAY hat. When is the latest we've gone into a spring or summer season before we've seen 90 degrees? 701-293-9000 if you can guess the date. If you can guess the year along with it, we'll throw in a rain gauge. When is the latest we've gone into a spring or summer season before seeing our first 90-degree day? 701-293-9000. I was, and it's even later for Grand Forks, so I was totally shocked. But I was still shocked at the date that came in from for Fargo.
That's why we live so far north, is so we can escape all those 90-degree days.
But we had 13 up to this point last year.
Yeah, well,
we haven't had
last
one
year
yet
was,
this year.
Man, that's a huge fly. That's a huge anomaly is what it is there,
right.
Dean. Hi there, caller. What's your name?
Bob.
Bob. You think you got an answer for Dean's question?
August of 93.
Oh, man. We need the date.
August 3rd.
Oh, no. Sorry. Good guess, Bob. See, I was surprised. Bob. It was August, and the year was way off. The year was way before either of us were even born. But I was shocked that it went to August, and Grand Forks it went to September. It's like by September you shouldn't be having many 90-degree days at all, but to have your first for Grand Forks in September.
Like I said, that's why we live so north, baby. We stay away from that heat.
Yeah. So, again, 701-293-9000 if you want to take a stab at that. When's the latest 90-degree day we've had here? Our latest first 90-degree day. Let me rephrase that. Here in the FM area. If you can guess the date, throw in a WDAY hat. If you can guess the date and the year, we'll give you a rain gauge along with that. 701-293-9000. We got let's take the caller before
we gotta go,
ends.
Dean.
I know.
There, caller. What's your name and guess?
Mike, August 13th of 1967.
Oh, sorry. August 5th of 1904.
All right. Thanks,
Woo.
Mike. Better luck next time. We got to roll. We're back tomorrow. At least I am for sure. We'll see about Dean if he makes it another night. Prayers and wishes welcomed.
Thanks.
We're back tomorrow, 1 to 2. The Jay Thomas Show is coming up next.